you war, but you was ready to fight. Lift your hands, you got to stand with all your might. Into the shells, we ignite. Truth to the battle, trust to die. Rebels rise, hear the sound. Metal echoes all around.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't know what time it is, I guess now you know.
I will say I did like how this new platform that we're using, like when the intro is up, that it doesn't still show like half of your and my screen. It kind of like shows my left shoulder, and it shows like I kind of like how it just kind of like pushed us to the background while that was playing in the foreground. I like that better.
Right. Yeah.
That was cool. I like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Evening,
I
Dana.
didn't see. I didn't see any of it because I was actually trying to share it on the groups.
Oh,
So
so yeah, I
uh,
like that.
it it takes damn near the whole thing to get it shared to the group because I have to refresh to make sure it shows up in the page.
Yeah, right. The
So,
hoops you
so
got to jump through, man. The hoops you got to jump through.
yeah, it's it's something. So
Yep.
uh,
But yep, it is. It is Friday. It is 10:04. It's Friday. It's 10 p.m. It is the Metalheads Unite podcast. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
yeah,
We are back with the classic format this week. No live guest for everybody this week, but I mean we had a pretty good little run there the last couple of weeks. We had Dieter from Pyracanda last week. We had Malachias the week before that. Then the week before that, we had our good buddy Dana and No Connection on the show, and then before that, we had High Reaper on the show. So you know, we had a month full of live guests
yep,
here before this week. But
yeah. I mean, it was a pretty. Yeah, like I said, 4 week run's not bad. So
no, not bad at all.
say what was our record? Eight in a row or something?
I do believe it was 8. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, it was earlier. Earlier this summer.
there you
We
go.
went. Yeah, we went a couple months. But that's the thing is we're coming up on the end of the year. We're coming up on the start of year 5, and
Mhm.
we'll work on breaking that record next year.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it is what. Like I said, it is what it is. So
Yeah. Well, we've let well.
just thankful to be able to talk to the people we have. So
Oh,
um,
without a doubt, man. It's been amazing the amount of people we've talked to this year, and just again, just expanding our reach all over the world's been just it's been just kind of like awe-inspiring, really. We went
mhm.
to we've been to quite a few places we've been to before, but we've broken new ground. We went to South
Yeah,
America and India this year. So I mean,
indeed. Yeah.
we're planting the heavy metal flag as far as podcasts go anyway. Those bands are already there, so
Right. Yeah,
but
so
it's good that we've been able to bring them over here, if only electronically. So I mean, it's been quite the experience.
and then we had we had a couple of first evers this year too. So that's always been always cool. We had Rick Jimenez from Extinction AD did a double. He's on here twice this year, and he was the first three-peat guest.
Yep.
So he's going to be down for a first for a couple things now. So
Yep. And then a few weeks ago we had our first ever double guest when Dana brought No
yeah,
Connection on.
yeah.
So
So yeah, it's been
Dana and No Connection will always have that distinction here at the Metalhead Unite podcast.
yeah, it's been a yeah. As I said, it's been a I'm not saying the year's over, but it's been a good year so far. So
Well, it's been a
um,
great year. It's been a
definitely.
great year for music, that's for sure. And this week was no exception.
Yeah, and next year is already looking to be. Um, he said, Dana says, well, let me see. I'll throw it up here.
You see, yeah,
Yeah, so Metal and Tats and Metalheads Unite should do actual world tour. Hey, I'm
Jesus.
down with that, dude.
I mean, if any of us ever wins the lottery, I'm in.
Have have your people call my people.
We've definitely got no shortage of bands who we could talk to set something like that up.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Because
Yes.
I mean, we could take a few with us, and then we could go around Europe and just going to the countries that we've talked to. We could go to Germany,
Mhm.
Sweden, Finland, Belgium, you know, all those places.
Man, wouldn't that be amazing, dude, to do that? That'd be freaking
Oh,
incredible to be able to do that. So,
that'd
should
be
I call you?
that would be man, that would be outstanding. But poof. I
Yeah, that,
mean,
and well, if we were there, maybe we could do some kind of of course, if we had to do that, we would probably have to charge for anything live streaming. But
well, of course, yeah, we would. I mean, like Eduardo, man, you're like 9 minutes late. You're fine.
yeah, you ain't missed nothing yet, my brother.
No, man, yeah, no, we haven't even gotten into the birthday segment yet, man. You're totally fine.
Yeah,
You're you're
Dana
you're
says
fi- you're fashionably late, bud. You're fine.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. So
Bands in Africa
yeah,
and Japan. See, there you go.
so between him and us, I mean, we wouldn't
Hmm.
have too much of a problem getting around. Japan's one of the places we haven't really interviewed anybody from yet, and
No, we
not that
haven't.
not that we haven't tried. We have tried, but
That's true.
just
That is
haven't
true.
haven't had a bite on it yet. So we'll see. I mean, there's plenty of bands over there for sure. Just
Oh,
got just
mhm.
getting the timing lined up is going to be the thing. So
Yeah,
because
because
I mean
they're even
that's a big time difference.
yeah, they're I think Japan is even a couple hours further ahead of us than Australia is. In Australia, they were
Mhm.
15 hours ahead of us. So I don't even know what time it is in Japan right now.
Mhm.
I mean, it's probably, let's see, it's 10:10 here. And like I say, I'm just guessing. It's probably
Eventuality.
shit. It's probably 6 or 7 o'clock Saturday evening there.
God, let's see.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Well, hell, let's
You got
find
me.
out real
Yeah,
quick.
you got me curious now. So, time in Japan right now is 1:10 p.m. on Saturday the 23rd. So,
Okay, so not quite as far ahead as I thought, but still.
yeah,
So it
that's in
is.
Tokyo. So, I mean,
It's in Tokyo. Okay, so it's all right. So it's 1:10. It's 1:10 Saturday afternoon in Tokyo. Okay.
that's still what 13. 15, that's well, that's
Hell, that's
that's
15
that's
hours.
15 hours. Yeah, that's 15 hours.
Oh
So,
shit. Okay. All right. There's a same amount of time forward as Hidden Intent was. Okay.
right.
Still, that is a lot to kind of. That's a lot to put together. So, but the good thing is knowing that if we ever do get in touch with a Japanese band, we can still do our Friday night show because
Well, that's true. Yeah,
they'll be in the middle of their afternoon. So,
yeah, that'd be Saturday.
yep, that is good to know.
One at 1:10 p.m.
Yep,
So yeah,
it'd be 1
so
p.m. Japanese time. So that's good to
they
know.
can eat lunch with us. So
But yeah, they can. Yes, they can.
awesome, awesome, awesome. So you want to do the kind of show and tell thing before we get started, or
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that.
yeah? So we decided
Yeah.
we was going to do. We haven't done it in a while, so we decided of course we don't we haven't been on here to do much weekly stuff. So
No.
and
We haven't.
last time we ran it, I actually thought about it after the show. Like, oh, maybe we should do a show and tell. And and I know me and Chris both probably have plenty of stuff to show and tell. So, but yes, I actually picked up a couple things today, which reminded me. I said, "Hey, I picked up some stuff today. You want to do show and tell?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll grab something." So we'll start out do a little show and tell real quick, and then we'll get into the weekly format here. So
Yep.
uh, so so I picked this up. This is the J Jay Weinberg pop. Jay's no longer in Slipknot, so I thought, well, that's a pretty good little pickup. So I got Corey Taylor already, so I can add
Nice.
him to Corey. They actually had Jim Root and shit. Who's the other one? They didn't have Clown, which was surprising. I figured that would be one of the main ones they would have, but it was Mick and Jim Root
Oh,
they had.
yeah.
So and then I also picked this up. Thought that was pretty cool. That's the Trooper Eddie
Oh, I like
action,
that.
action figure. So yeah, so I was like, oh man, I gotta have that. That's so cool. They actually had a Rob Zombie, an Ozzy, and an Alice Cooper one too. But for $25, I think I was like, yeah, okay, one at a time, one at a time.
Right.
So,
Now, where'd you grab those from?
so there's a new toy place inside the Cool Springs Mall. So it's I would say it's a little further down the GameStop. Trying to think of right kind of where it was at because I didn't really pay attention to anything next to it. Actually, across from it was Starbucks, so
Okay.
it was kind of right,
Okay.
almost right across the street. Oh, from right across the mall from Starbucks. So,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
on the top floor headed towards the food court.
right,
Okay.
right, yeah,
I got you.
exactly. Yeah, it wasn't far from food court, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. Like, he had a lot of stuff in there, man. He has some pretty amazing figures and stuff in there. And there was like a Heath Ledger Joker in there. I was like, oh man, I want that so bad. It's so fucking cool.
Hey,
It's only like 200. It's only
you
like
could have got
$200.
you could have gotten it for Susie.
Yeah. So, it's like the thing is like all this stuff is cool, but I don't know where I would put it. Like I mean, this
Exactly.
I can't even show you this. I mean, I could spend a whole podcast probably showing you the room.
Probably, yeah, you probably could.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, you're just seeing a corner behind me. I've got
Right.
stuff in front of me and on the shelves in here. So
Oh yeah.
actually, that's where I got my pop shelf up top. So so yeah. But it's all metal. This is all the metal, stuff. And of course, my wife's got her corner because this is the office too. So she's got
Right.
a little corner of Harry Potter stuff, and she's
Right.
she's got, and of course an Undertaker plaque. Undertaker was her favorite wrestler, so she's got a lot of Undertaker stuff.
Well, I mean, you could have done a lot worse for a favorite wrestler than the Undertaker by far.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
All right. Well, my show and tell, I went back to 2005. I have here,
Nice.
I have the ticket stub. Well, actually, the whole ticket because they just scanned the barcode. I have my ticket
Right.
from the Slipknot, Shadows Fall, Lamb of God, and All That Remains show from the Hi-Fi Buys Amphitheater in
Oh,
Atlanta, and I actually got it signed by Phil Labonte in between sets because
oh, nice.
we were down in the pit and right up against the barricade. And in between sets, Phil Labonte came out and he walked in front of it, like where all the
Hmm.
security stands for all the stage divers. So he
Yeah.
came out and he was, shaking hands and signing everybody's ticket stubs. So I got Phil Labonte's autograph on that. And at the very same show, Angela caught this.
Oh, nice.
This is this is a Slipknot guitar pick, and obviously you see what number it is.
Number two.
That is a Paul Gray guitar pick.
Yep.
So it was very cool at the time in 2005, and unfortunately we all know what happened to
Mm,
Paul. So unfortunately he's no longer with us. So it makes it even more special
more,
now
yeah.
knowing that who it was that threw this and and we caught that. So those are my two.
Yes.
I caught those at the very same show. Got the autograph and caught the pick. And the other memorable moment from that show was during Shadows Falls set. During one of the guitar solos, Brian Fair, the lead singer, he was doing his
Mm.
headbanging thing, and he had the microphone in his hand, and he had the cord, and he was swinging it around while he was headbanging, and
Oh, wow.
he had so much lead on his microphone cord when he was swinging it around, he actually smashed one of the stage lights with his microphone.
Oh, my God.
So so that was cool. But yeah, so it was Slipknot, Lamb of God, Slipknot, Shadows Fall, Lamb of God, and All That Remains. So that was one hell of a bill.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bill.
So that was
Even for 2005, that's a pretty good bill.
yeah.
So,
So I've had that.
imagine if they had that concert now
God, I shit.
with an extra 20 years worth of music.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, that was March 19th of 2005 is when that was. So I mean, creeping up on 20 years ago that show. And
Yeah,
Had
that's
that
crazy.
I've had that ticket stub and that guitar pick for that long. I also have like just the little colored wristband. just like the ones that Dana and them give out at the church, but just the single color. I actually still have the little pit pass the little wristband too, and I actually wrote the date and the bands on it. But I mean, it's just a plain orange wristband, so I didn't bother bringing that in here. But I still have that too. So
It's
so yeah,
pretty.
almost 20 years ago that show.
Pretty, that's pretty cool stuff, man. I love doing this because I know like a lot of your stuff I haven't seen, and I know I got stuff you probably haven't seen because I got a lot of tickets and stuff in a tin somewhere, and I don't know
Yeah,
where that tin, but it's here somewhere.
yeah.
Just
Well,
just just running across it to find
yeah.
it, but
Well, the funny thing was is like you suggested it, and I was like, you know what? I got the perfect thing. Was like, fuck, I don't know where the hell they're at. So I actually had to. So I actually had to. I actually had to dig around a little bit, but I ultimately found the box that I had them in, of course, because I just
okay.
showed you. Another thing is, I don't know if you see this. You're. Do you remember fuse and uranium? You remember that shit?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
If
yeah.
that tells you anything about how long ago that was, and
Damn, that
also
is a bit.
look at the ticket price.
Yeah, 34.50. Yeah, you wouldn't see those bands for 34.50 now for
No,
sure.
and and like I said, Angela and I, we were in the pit for 34.50.
Yeah. So that's
Jeez.
saying like was that an amphitheater you said?
Yeah, Hi-Fi Buys Amphitheater. Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, so I would imagine like the grass seats were like $10 probably.
at the time, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Man.
you probably let's see, 34.50 for those four bands in 2005. You fast forward 20 years, you're probably going to end up paying the equivalent of probably 34.50 per band at this point.
Maybe. I mean, I'm wearing this shirt. I seen Pantera, Lamb of God, and
That's true.
for 110 bucks, me and Susie. So
That's true.
I mean, we weren't in a pit either, but we did see Lamb of God, Mastodon, Kerry King, and Malevolence for like $100, and we were in the
Right.
pit. So
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on the show. I think. I mean, it depends on who's on the bill, and
That's
you
true.
know, when you got two big bands like, I mean, I'm not saying like other bands aren't big. Mastodon's a pretty big band, especially in Atlanta.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and Lamb of God, of course, is a big band. But you got Lamb of God and Pantera,
hmm
and that's just like two bands. That's just like the Metallica Pantera bill. That the tickets on that thing is outrageous because of the.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like two bands that were prominent in the '90s. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Those ticket prices for Metallica and Pantera. I want to go. I can't in good
yeah,
conscience. I can't in good
nah,
conscience
me
pay
either.
that. I can't do it.
Yeah, same. I thought the same thing. Like, I mean, I want to go, but I'm not paying that to sit in the damn, you know, in the sky.
See, because I mean,
Pretty
because I
much
mean,
go watch.
right? Because at that point, you're basically going to watch the show on the video boards,
Well, yeah. I mean, you might as well just be watching it from
and
home or
it,
something.
right. So,
Then.
at that point, at that rate, the only thing you're paying for, really, unless you just have like thousands of dollars laying around to where you get in the snake pit or something like that,
Mhm.
really, all you're doing at that point is just being like to
To say you were there.
you were there. That's all you're paying for at this point. Because if you're sitting up there in the 300 level at a football stadium, yeah, you're going
Hmm.
to see the stage and you'll see the guys on stage. You're not going to see anything in any detail, like I say, unless you're watching on the video board. And at that point, you might as well be watching the show on YouTube or something.
You say the sun's in your eye. The sun literally will be in your eye.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, and it's unfortunate because, like I say, when I saw the announcement, I was so excited. I was
yeah,
so excited. I was
yeah,
like, "That's going to be awesome!" And then I saw the ticket prices. I was like, a lot less awesome. So
yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I said, I think the venue has a lot to do with that too. We said before we could go on the same tour and we could see a place in Alabama that would be probably the same amount of people as in Bridgestone, but the tickets would be like $40 cheaper. Like, well, how in the hell could they do that if Nashville's just greedy, man? Like
yeah,
with that stuff, it's just like you want to put stuff up here, you're going to have to pay a lot for it. It's ridiculous, man.
it is. I can only imagine what WrestleMania is going to be like when they bring WrestleMania to Nashville after that new stadium is built.
Well, I almost think that that's what they're doing. They're trying to like get money on the front end for the new stadium. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
so that's why they're like upcharging every fucking thing for on
they
the
might
front end of it. And then
they might
so
be.
yeah, so you're already looking at when it's built. You're already looking at WrestleMania that year and the Super Bowl the following year.
Yeah,
So
not too long after that. Yes, I mean it's
yeah, so
of
you're
course.
gonna get your money back right away probably with that
I
kind of
mean,
stuff going on.
every Super Bowl is stupidly priced anyway. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
just but yeah. So I mean, the ticket prices are just stupid for the Super Bowl every year, regardless of where they have it. But yeah, WrestleMania is going to be nuts and it'll be expensive and I don't know. It's just
Which is
it just
unfortunate because I'd love for it to be kind of at least affordable because we live here. We don't have to stay anywhere, so
right.
we'd be able to experience WrestleMania. And which I've done. I've been to one, but it's been like what
I
2011.
I would
So
love to go to one.
yeah,
I'd love to
it's
go to one. But I mean, but at the same thing, I mean, if you're gonna buy an affordable seat, I mean, the ring is gonna look this goddamn big.
hmm
You know, I
yeah.
mean,
You better off paying $9.99 for Peacock just watching them.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to handle the pay per view still or not. I can't. I don't remember.
I think it's gonna be all Netflix because
Is it all Netflix? I thought.
I saw something today that said they're moving all of the content from the WWE network over to Netflix starting January 1st. They're shutting down the WWE network. And every
Well, hell, I didn't even think that was a thing anymore. Anyways.
all of the well technically it's not, but all of the content that was on the WWE network is currently on Peacock because I went back and I started at WrestleMania 1 and worked my way up into the 20s before I kind of like lost, before I just got too busy. So I'm somewhere in the early 20s, but all of that shit is still on
Jesus
Peacock
Christ.
right now. And I saw something on Facebook today. Triple H said that they're going to shut down WWE Network January 1st, move all the content over to Netflix. So as far as I know, everything's just going to be on Netflix, and that's
Daniel just posted
yeah, 10
front row
grand.
tickets to WrestleMania in Vegas for 10 grand. Jesus Christ.
Stupid. Just
Like
like those,
why?
just like those two idiots that paid $2 million for those seats at the Mike Tyson fight.
Jesus
Dumbasses.
Christ. Yeah. Well, at least
First
they did.
world.
At least they got to see. At least they got to see the whole fight. I mean,
I mean, they did.
yeah, they didn't. They didn't have to deal with the buffering issues. Yeah, but it was. So actually, I'm glad you kind of brought that up. I'll touch on this, but before we got to get into this thing. But I don't know if you've seen that or not, where they're getting sued for like $50 million for the buffering issues on that night. It's a class action suit. So
Well, I I don't I don't think anything's going to come of it, but we'll see. I
I
mean,
don't know because
by the time the Tyson fight started, I didn't have any issues once the Tyson fight started.
I was having issues for. I think I even had like I think I even had an issue where it froze at one point. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I did. I mean, I did too, but it was during the female fight before that. But
Mm,
by the time they did all the bullshit talking and all of the ring entrances and shit, by the time the fight actually
mm.
started, I didn't have an issue. I can't speak for anybody else, but I didn't have an issue.
Well, right.
I saw the whole fight. So whatever issue they were having by the time the Tyson fight started, they had it cleared up on my end. So
All right. I
good
guess
luck.
we will dive into this thing then for with our normal birthday shout outs here from the 16th through the 22nd. I almost went to the 23rd for some reason. I kept thinking the day was the 23rd. Uh, so so 23rd has some big names on it, by the way. So be prepared
Well,
for next week, I guess.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah.
but 16th through the 22nd. November 16th, I had Josh Silver, keyboardist for Typo Negative, Christian Lorenz, keyboardist for Rammstein, Dave Kushner, guitarist for Velvet Revolver, and keyboardists are getting some loves, man. That's pretty cool.
It's good.
November 17th, Richard Fortus, guitarist for Guns N' Roses. Paul Allender, guitarist for Cradle of Filth. November 18th, we had Herman Rarebell, drummer and lyricist for Scorpions. Rudy Sarzo, bassist for Quiet Riot and Ozzy Osbourne. Uh, I mean, this like 18th is just crazy with the number of people that are like big time name people. It's like crazy. Uh, but anyway, carrying on. Kirk Hammett,
Yep.
guitarist for Metallica. We had Janice Kunemund, guitarist for Vixen, who unfortunately passed away in 2013. And what an amazing guitar player too, man! Like if you think of some of the amazing guitar players we see now, like Sophie Lloyd and of course Nita Strauss, but man,
Yep.
Janice was before her time, dude. Like she was an amazing guitarist. We had Johan Leva, vocalist for Arch Enemy and Hearse. Shagroth, vocalist for Dimmu Borgir. Johnny Christ, bassist for Avenged Sevenfold, and then Paul Dye, drummer for One Nation Under Control. Man, that's a freaking list right there. Just that one day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. November 19th, we had Matt Sorum, drummer for Guns N' Roses from 1990 to 97, and of course with Velvet Revolver from 2002 to 2008. Justin Chancellor, bassist for Tool, and then Keith Buckley, vocalist for Every Time I Die. November 20th, we had Ollie Sykes, vocalist for Bring Me the Horizon. Jed Hood, bassist for our friends over at Roses Unread.
Oh, yeah.
November 21st, we had Tobias Samay, singer and songwriter for Ed Guy and Avantasia. And November 22nd, we had today, which is today, we had Velo, or Valo, I don't know how you say his name, but singer songwriter for him, and of course he's on his own doing solo stuff now. And
Mhm.
then Corey Ballou, guitarist for Trivium. So that is the birthdays that I have. I don't know if you had anything.
I didn't. I didn't.
Okay, and then I'll give out one personal one because her birthday is on Sunday, so I'll go ahead and give her a shout out now. My wife will have her birthday on Sunday, so
Yay! Happy birthday, Susie.
so she may get double
Yeah.
shout out by
Yeah.
next week,
Yeah. No,
but we'll see.
that's a good plan.
I always prepare myself for if we as having a guest just to just to be safe.
But no, that's a good plan.
especially
We'll mention
especially
it again.
especially with the wives, and because I don't want to be in the
Oh,
doghouse or anything. So
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, so yeah, we will definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely mention it again next week. Absolutely. Um, so yeah.
all
All right.
right,
Well, as we dive back into our original, our classic format here, um, switching from birthdays to the current events. Unfortunately, we have a couple of uh,
yeah,
bad news we have to pass along. So we always lead with those. So let's see. The first one over at metaladdicts.com. Mike Hitchin, not Mike Hitchin, so don't even go there. Mike Hitchin, the guitarist of UK's death doom band The Drowning, has tragically passed away in a devastating house fire.
mm,
Band said in a statement earlier today at 12:35 yesterday, our founder, brother, and friend Mike Hitchin passed away after a house fire late Tuesday night. We are all lost without him and are currently trying to come to terms with this new reality. Whilst we may not want to accept this, we know how much he meant to everyone, and it's our unfortunate duty to have to announce his departure from us. There will be posts to follow concerning the band and future music as the culmination of his life in metal is recorded, and we will be honoring his legacy by spreading his music far and wide. We know this will come as a shock, so please take some time, put on The Drowning, and raise a glass to Mike, one of the best, most genuine, generous, funny, and talented riff machines that will ever walk the earth. We love you, Mike, and we'll see you again, end quote. We extend our heartfelt condolences to Mike's friends, family, and bandmates during this incredibly difficult time. Of course, that was from the author of the story, but we also want to do the same and extend our condolences to the family.
yes. That's a horrible way to go. I had a cousin that when I grew up passed away in kind of the same way. It was devastating to think.
Yeah, and I don't know. It doesn't say how old he was when he died, so I'm not 100% sure. But judging by the photograph in the story over here at Metal Addicts, oh god, I hate doing this. Mid 40s, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I hate guessing people's ages. God, I hate that.
Yeah, probably close to our age, I
Yeah,
would imagine.
yeah.
So just from the
So
timeline of the band or whatever.
yeah, and we'll talk about the other one real quick, just so we can move on. This one over at metalsucks.net. No jokes here, my dudes. Peter Sinfield, an integral founding member of the progressive rock band King Crimson's, sadly passed away at 81 on November 14th. No cause of death has been determined or shared, though it is known that Sinfield had continual health problems the last few years of his life. His KC bandmate Robert Fripp confirmed his death on November 15th in a post on X. Sinfield was one of those multi hyphenate types of people, a lyricist, poet, producer, master lighting technician, sound engineer, and so much more. When it came to his words, he didn't shy away from the straight up trippy shit, writing lyrics that can, at the very least, be described as offbeat and peculiar. It was a perfect match for King Crimson's artfully weird progressive rock sound, with the band's 1969 debut In the Court of the Crimson King regarded as the first full blown progressive album. Sinfield also contributed his strangeness to his work with many other artists like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Celine Dion, Roxy Music, Cher, and many more. Old Boy was clearly very artistically busy for damn near his whole life. I should also maybe mention how Sinfield's influence found itself within the realm of hip hop, with resident cuckoo bird Kanye West sampling 21st Century Schizoid Man for his
Hmm.
2010 single Power. Also, again, since we're in the holiday season, lest we forget Sinfield's contributions to Emerson, Lake, and Palmer's holiday hit of sorts, I Believe in Father Christmas. There aren't enough words to really express Sinfield's unending legacy, which will certainly live on for many decades to come. Rest in power, my guy. At least we'll be able to hear your impact in much of what us rock and metalhead nerds, listen to. So, yeah. You can go back. We talked about it before. You can go back to the '60s and '70s to some of these artists and bands that technically predate heavy metal, but it's all got to come from somewhere, and it all
Yeah,
evolves. It all evolves from something. So
yeah. And so, yeah, he lived a pretty full life. So
yeah,
I mean, it's sad nonetheless for the family or whatever, but
yeah,
it's still,
absolutely.
it's still, it's still not 45 in a house fire. You know what I mean? So it could be worse.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. I always think like that and drowning would like be the two worst ways to go. I think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean anything not fast. You know what I mean?
Right, right, yeah, exactly. All right, my first one is over from Metal Hammer. An official creator biography has been written and is set to come out next year. The book, tentatively titled "Your Heaven, My Hell," was written by the German Thrashers founder, singer, guitarist Millie Petroza, and has an God, I hate when they do that. And as
Hmm.
that's what this says. And as yet. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And as yet unnamed co-author. It already has a publisher attached and will cover the band's first 10 years from 82 to 92. Releases in both German and English are planned. Petroza spills the details about the book in an interview with Fistful of Metal magazine. He also offers a brief synopsis saying via Blabbermouth, quote, "We go very deep into the struggles of starting the band, the impact of the tape trading community back then, the lows of stories and interesting moments that led to the band being where we are today. So keep your eyes peeled for more details coming very soon," end quote. In the same interview, Petroza talks about the upcoming Creator documentary, which was announced last year and is also expected to come out in 2025. The project, which has the working title Dystopia and Hope, is being directed by German filmmaker, author, and producer Cordula Kablitz Post. Quote, "I have to be honest with you, this documentary was not our idea. In fact, we are not involved in the production side of it," says Petroza. The whole concept came from Cardula. who approached us with this proposition, and she has full creative control. She's a very well respected director who has produced some incredible cinematic documentaries in the past, so I'm very excited to see the finished film. End quote. The frontman adds that he has total faith and trust in Colbit's post, as if putting out a book and a documentary wasn't enough. Creator also want to make their next studio album the follow up to 2022's Hate Uber Alles and to 2025. Petroza
Yes,
wrote
please.
on social media last year, yeah, right. We plan to record our next record at the beginning of 2025, and I'm working on new creative music as we speak. So there you go, man. Like 2025 wasn't shaping up to be big already, with
I know.
Testament, Anthrax, Killswitch Engage, Exodus. I was like
Yeah.
Death Angel,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like,
I also saw something where Machine Head's probably going to have a new album out next year.
Jesus Christ,
I
dude.
know.
That's un.
I know. I'm like, holy. I mean,
Well,
don't get me wrong. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. But I mean,
well, I
Jesus
mean,
Christ.
and then Dave Mustaine was just talking about, oh, I got enough for write a record now. I'm like, oh my god, here we go. So you might get them. We might
Yeah.
get a new Megadeth record too. So
Say less. I mean, Jesus Christ.
yeah. I mean, we know Dave don't stay still long anyway with
No.
what 17 records now or something. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
17. Yeah.
so I mean he's not known to be still too long. So,
No.
so
No.
and then, the last album was in 2022, so it's probably about time. So
Yeah. Megadeth is not Tool. That is for sure.
no, they're definitely not too. They're not even
No.
Metallica. That's one thing Dave can say that hey, we're not Metallica. We put out music. So
Right. Yeah. That's
uh,
100% true. You can't
yeah,
argue. You can't argue with that.
there you go. And
All right.
he did it without being mainstreamed too. So
That's true. All right. Moving over to Metal Injection for my next one. And this one is really, really messed up. This is a messed up one.
oh, I know which one
Uh,
you're talking about.
yeah, this one. Thai metalcore band Anna Lynn is ending their 20-plus year career on a pretty fucked up note. Back in July, and I'm going to shorten this down and you'll hear why in just a second because it's going to take me a second to pronounce this. Back in July, vocalist Nathaphon Bon Judathaviwan, yeah, I'm going to shorten that, revealed he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. A fundraiser was launched in conjunction with Annalyn's record label, Grayscale Records, to help Judah, that's what I'm calling him, with his medical bills. As the fundraiser noted, quote, due to the health system in Thailand, there is no insurance at all that pay the upcoming things that are necessary to help him, end quote. Except that it was all bullshit. Judah has now issued a statement saying he never had cancer and that he lied to everyone for money. In the statement, Judah notes his problems stem from, quote, personal financial struggles, including debts from illegal loans and poor business decisions that I failed to manage over the years, end quote, and he fakes cancer to help pay them back. Judah knows that he acted alone and that both Anna Lynn and Grayscale Records had no knowledge of the situation. Unsurprisingly, everyone in Anna Lynn has distanced themselves from Judah. Quote, I would like to offer my sincerest apologies to everyone for everything that has transpired, especially for both the deception around my health issues and the false claims that were made. I deeply regret my actions and fully accept responsibility for the mistakes I have made. I am truly sorry for the harm and distress this has caused. The problems I have faced stem from personal financial struggles, including debts from illegal loans and poor business decisions that I have failed to manage over the years. The situation escalated to the point where I couldn't see a way out, and I was placed under immense pressure, both financially and personally, which led to the mistakes I made. Unfortunately, I have betrayed the trust and kindness that so many of you have shown me. My poor decisions have impacted not only my own life, but also the lives of others around me, and I deeply regret that. I want to clarify that no one else, be it the music label, friends, my family, or my bandmates, was involved in these issues. I am now facing the consequences of my choices and have learned invaluable lessons from this experience. I am committed to doing everything in my power to make things right and resolve the situation as quickly as possible. I understand that my words cannot undo the damage that has been done, but I want to humbly ask for your forgiveness. I am truly sorry for the pain and inconvenience my actions have caused, and I am deeply remorseful for the trust I have broken. End quote. In part, Annalyn notes they've, quote, suspended all activities, including performances, merchandise sales, and any use of the band's name in any capacity, and are willing to help anyone that got conned by Judah. If anyone has been affected by these actions, please reach out to the band for assistance. We, as the remaining members of Anna Lynn, deeply regret the pain and distress caused by Bond's actions. We understand the trust and support of our fans, friends, and collaborators have placed in us over the years, and we are heartbroken that this trust was misused by someone we considered a brother. To everyone who was affected, whether emotionally, financially, or otherwise, we extend our sincerest apologies and condolences. While we had no involvement in these actions, we share the burden of responsibility for not identifying and addressing the issue sooner. We are committed to assisting anyone who was impacted and will do our best to provide clarity and support as we navigate this difficult time. The four of us are deeply saddened and disappointed by Bond's actions. We sincerely thank everyone who has supported Anna Lynn through the years. End quote. So yeah, that's pretty damn messed up, and it's
That's,
unfortunate that it sounds like, at least for the short term, the band may not be able to recover from that. So who knows what
yeah.
happens in the long run? But as of right now, that band is, they feel like they have to go on hiatus because of one guy's actions.
Yeah. Well, maybe the other four guys will get with some other singer or something and
I mean,
do
let's
something
hope.
else. But man, that's
But yeah,
crazy to me.
that's but yeah,
And they're
that's
not a bad band either. I've actually listened to one of their albums a couple years ago. So during I'm pretty sure it was during one of our reviews, but I have to go back and look. It may have been before we started doing those. I can't remember.
yeah,
But, but
yeah.
I know I remember listening to some of their stuff recently, and I was like, man, that's a pretty good band. So actually, I'm pretty sure that's correct because I think I may have even reached out to them to come on the show. So
Oh well.
I had to go back and look. So
Yeah.
all right, well let's keep the drama rolling, shall we? This one over from Metal Injection. If you haven't heard, this one's pretty messed up too. So, Oceano vocalist Adam Warren has quit the band after some serious drama online. It all started with Oceano was announced as part of an upcoming U.S. tour with Attila, Dealer, and Nathan James. Fans took issue with the billing as some members of both Attila and Dealer have come under fire in recent years for alleged sexual misconduct. After some very extensive back and forth online between Warren and some displeased fans, Warren has announced that he's quitting Oceano to focus on his solo project, Adam on Earth. He also revealed that Oceano would play their final shows in 2025, which is a shame considering Oceano just revived themselves and put out their first record in 7 years. Quote, believe it or not, some people don't spend their life on the internet, wrote Warren. My only goal has been to take opportunities to push Oceano forward since the fans said they wanted it. You will not make me out to be a bad person for things I'm not connected to when it comes to what other band members do. There was a time in my life when I was in social media high horse, and I don't agree with that nor plan to act like that. I am better than anyone, nor that I know the details to anyone else's business. I wasn't aware of the depth of the accusations with Attila and Associates. I remind you, Oceana was not active for a long time before now. I don't even know anything about Dealer besides the band's name. I've heard when they first came out years ago. Did they break up? I did not even know uh, what any other bands on the tour would be beyond Attila until long after we agreed, and no one in my circle cited any issues with our decision to take the tour. I think that because before judging the innocent band, just taking what seemed like a decent opportunity and has never been associated with these bands before, you should look towards the agents, managers, venues, websites, festivals that all continue to support, book, and clearly downplay to their own clients the character of people they're good bands to work with. If you continue to read, keep asking yourself, what words have I said that are harmful? No one knew my circumstances nor my perspective until this moment. And I will stress I don't support any type of abuse or harm to anyone ever, but I'm not paying attention to what you all or anyone in the music scene personally does on the internet. I don't have time for that. So it is clear I was not informed enough to make a proper decision to tour with this package. I have never experienced bands causing such a stir, and I was not made aware until announcing the tour of people with such serious allegations surrounding them being on tour I'm going to be on. I'd encourage anyone who is directly affected by those people bands to contact the authorities, police, and take legal action. I have been nothing but kind and positive within the music scene, especially on that internet side, and that can be hard sometimes. A year ago, we almost ended Oceana for good. We had an album to drop, but we definitely were done. I had zero idea my name is being tossed around alongside fucking people who have people accusing them of horrible things and getting upset with me because I'm just hearing about it. In real time, people swarmed to me while I was still figuring out what was going on. Y'all are y'all are vicious and clearly seek chaos without care of who it affects. Thought I have been blessed with much opportunity. As we enter a more connected era, I have felt very disrespected over the years from a scene that really is more facade than a real concept in reality. After gathering my own information on the subject, of course, we will be removing Oceana from the tour. But shame on all of you who tried to make me the scapegoat. Sorry. What are you doing? What are you doing to change this culture besides point fingers and reshare rumors? It's time to get to work. I had zero idea the environment I was getting myself into, and I'm talking openly about it. What are you doing to change this? As of today, it is clear I am way more surrounded by complicit industry people, a metal scene riddled with cosplay, worship of band members, and less focus on artistic integrity. I don't want to exist to you anymore. As of today, I quit Oceano and I will focus on being a solo independent artist, Adam on Earth. Oceano's final shows will now begin being planned for 2025, and it feels good to finally say that. Warren elaborated a little more on his decision in a response to a fan, noting that the controversial tour wasn't the sole factor in Oceano calling it quits. It's not really about that for me being done with Oceano. Read the whole thing and be attentive to detail if you're going to chime in on this. That's all I ask you, because people don't seem to be good at reading it retention on here. It's been a long time coming. Notice how we didn't tout for at all for like 2 years. I've even said on stage this band won't last forever. This experience just really made me ready to be done sooner than I first planned. My team doesn't even know yet, but after today, I'm fully tired of the industry and the complicit people connected to it. Why would I stay in this larger community or larger industry when there's so many fucked up people lurking around? I'm exposing it with my platform right now, and the best way to do that is is to also not have anything to lose if you're gonna take time for me to go indie and write solo music and play shows with my friends locally again. I miss that the most. So man, that's that's pretty messed up. Get tore up over an internet's comment. That's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But evidently, it was like I think there was more to it, and then I think that was just the last straw. Sounds like
I
so.
that's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like it's just, you know what, I can't take this shit anymore. It's just a
Yeah,
culmination of everything, and like you say, it would just, you know what, that's it, done. You
yeah,
know, and it's unfortunate that it came to that, but I mean, dude is standing on business. That's for damn sure.
yeah, man. Yep. Man, it is what it is. So I know
Yeah.
Shelly, our good friend Shelly's going to be mad because that was one of her favorite bands. So, uh,
Well, she can still listen to the music. Thankfully, there's still
well,
stuff that
yeah,
she can
yeah.
do. Okay, now I'm moving on. I'm moving over to Blabbermouth for my next one, and this is not going to be. Uh, this story is about a pretty controversial topic, so this isn't going to be an editorial.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna read the story. I'm not gonna inject any opinions, and you can do with it what anyone can do with it what they want. I'm just gonna read the story, and it's a super long one, so I'm probably gonna not read the whole thing.
Right.
So over at Blabbermouth, transgender singer Mina Caputo,
Mm.
once known as Keith Caputo, the front person for the popular rock band Life of Agony, says that she has quote unquote cured her gender dysphoria and will change her name back to Keith Caputo after being physically completely detransitioned in 2025. Mina broke the news of her plans to detransition in a 13-minute video posted to her Instagram on Tuesday, November 19th. She said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, quote, yes, I'm off of hormones 6, 7 years now, and this January 2025, I am My surgery has been booked to remove my fake breasts, and I will be lovingly living in my divine male self. I've cured my gender dysphoria. It took many years, a lot of walking through the fire, but I rose above my misunderstandings of my soul and my spirit. That's a completely different topic in video, so I won't unpack all of that now. I just wanted to share with you guys once again that I am off hormone therapy 6-7 years when a place where there's no more pain was made with life of agony. That was in 2016, and I've been existing in a different version of myself and a more healed version of myself. I've done years of trauma work, plant medicine therapy, which the world isn't ready for that conversation. However, and I'm making this video because a lot of people are throwing me shade and saying I look ugly and I look like a man and all that shit. And it's like, honey lamb, I am a man. I always was a man. You're just not used to hearing authentic people speak. You're used to people spitting lies at you about their identity, and all the real transsexuals know what I'm talking about because they own their authenticity. They're not about violating women's rights or the innocence of children and all that. And which, by the way, which leads me to that, I've been posting hard about I'm very against transitioning children medically and especially surgically. Hormones are disgusting. I can't even begin to tell you how many side effects I went through, and I can't believe more trans people don't speak about the side effects of being trans or having gender dysphoria and not talking about it. So that's my big reveal, that, and I'm changing my name back to Keith. And then there's, like I say, you know, the soon to be Keith goes on to talk more about it. But like I say, if you want to read more about it, the story is over there at Blabbermouth. It's at plenty of other outlets too. But like I say,
Oh yeah.
I know that's kind of a sore subject for some people. This whole the whole transgender thing. Like I say, just reading the story, not trying to
Yeah.
editorialize it, put any other spin on it. Just reading the words that the soon-to-be Keith is decided to put down. So there you go.
Well, I tell you what I do like about that story is Keith, or I guess like we can call him Keith again,
Keith,
but
yeah, it's going to be
they're,
Keith.
they're putting it out there, the dangers of doing this, which is not ever talked about. So I think that's
Right.
good that they're actually putting it out. And I do like the fact that they're against children doing this thing, and I am too, because I think whatever you do after you're 18 is your business, but until that
Yeah,
point, I think you should just be a kid that
yeah,
that you were supposed to be, and then
yeah.
don't
Because
worry
because
about it.
life is hard enough. I mean, just enjoy your childhood while you can.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like we've talked about this, and I'm not trying to get too controversial with it, but I know me and my wife's talked about this before because, where I worked before, we worked with a lot of people like this. So, and
Yeah,
it was, and it was like, I don't want to say like, I'm trying to like put this where it's not like offensive because I'm not trying to offend anybody, uh, but but
yeah,
but it's I think that a lot of people now are it's trend. I guess it's trendy. You know what I mean? So it's like really shitting on the people that are actually having to go through these things and fight their inner demons with who they
yeah,
really are. And it's an emotional thing, and I couldn't, I can't imagine it because I'm not, I'm not having to go through any of it. But
hmm,
to me, it seems like it's a mental and emotional thing that you have to go through, and people that are just using it as a trendy thing to do is mocking those people to me, and
it is.
and it's really that's more sickening to me is the people that are out here,
Yeah, it is.
trying to think it's just trendy to do these things. No, it's not
Yeah,
trendy to do these things. It's if you don't really feel that you're in that position and you're that dead on, uh, set doing these things, then my whole thing with this is I have people tell me all the time, "Well, I'm transgender. What bathroom do you use?" "Well, I still go to the women's." "Well, until then, you're a fucking woman. Sorry to tell you." Like once you want to go through the process and you're able to go to walk in the men's bathroom, then hey, you're transgender. That's just my take on it.
yeah,
You, you that's what I'm saying. Like saying you're transgender does not make you transgender.
right.
That's what I try to say.
Yeah. Well, and
there's
well,
there's
that
things around that make
yeah.
you actually change. So
Yeah. Well, I mean that's 100% true because I mean there have been stories of plenty of people just using that as an
exactly, and that's
excuse
what I'm saying. Like,
as an excuse to do things. And
mm,
there have also
and
been
it's
there's also been horror stories of people who have been like, I went all the way and I wish I didn't. So I mean, and that's the
right.
thing is, I mean, you got to be really fucking sure. You
Well,
do.
man,
You
there's
got
a
to.
lot of money involved in that. Even if somebody's insurance does cover any of that, there's still a lot of money involved in all that. I mean,
Yeah, time and money. Yeah.
hormone therapy. Look, dude, I'm old enough. I take testosterone. I can't imagine what I'm having to pay for testosterone, and I'm a man. So I can imagine like you're having to pay to try to become a man because it's way more than I'm taking. So,
Yeah.
so your price is probably triple what I'm paying. I can imagine that, dude.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
a monthly thing too. It's not just a one off thing. I mean, you gotta keep pumping that in there until it takes.
Yeah, you do.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, I ain't judging anybody for what they want to do because, like I said, if you're 18, you do what you want to do with your life, but don't do things because you think it's trendy because that insults the people that really have issues with fighting their inner self and finding out who they truly are. So, all right,
Absolutely.
now off my soapbox. But yeah, I mean, there are consequences to everything you do in life. Everything you do in life, not just that.
Oh
Everything
yeah.
you do.
No, yeah. Absolutely.
You can
Every.
ask a
Yeah.
drunk driver, ask somebody that accidentally beat their wife up, or you know, not accidentally, but you know what I mean. Like
Accidentally.
got
Yeah.
drunk, beat their
Accidentally.
wife
Yeah.
up, and yeah, not accidentally, but
Yeah.
did it and not realizing what they were doing at the time because they were fucked up on something, and didn't wake up the next day in jail. What the fuck am I doing here? Well, you assaulted your
True.
fucking wife, dumbass, because
Yeah.
you're on drugs and alcohol. So everything
Yeah.
has a consequence, man.
Yeah. Ask Ozzy. He did that.
Yeah, yeah,
He did that. He did it to
yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we can just talk about Tim Lambesis again, since he's kind of in the news still. So I mean,
Right.
he did his time. He paid his price, did his time, and he's still serving. Getting
Yeah.
shit for it. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
And that's the funny thing is like everything that he's going through right now, we haven't even heard why.
why? Yeah.
No one has come out and said why. All they're saying
Mhm.
is like I feel like I can't, in good conscience and my morals. And so I mean, but
Well, it's the same thing. So it's
no
yeah,
one has come out and said what Tim has done. So
right.
don't
And
we
he
don't
may be
even
an asshole,
know.
but that's fine. But you don't do that to. First off, to me, the very first thing to me is like, okay, this is a working relationship. I don't have to like you. This is a working relationship. We're doing it for fans and we're doing it to make money. So, all that aside, you just bailed out on the middle of a tour that fans were eager to go see. So, who is the bad guy here? So, it's like,
Well, I mean, like I say, until we may never know
yeah.
what Tim
Well, we
has
may not.
said or done this go around. We may never know because like I say, he did his jail time. He served his sentence. He got
Right.
out, and trying to. From what I understand, I thought he was like going around and like doing like motivational speakers and
Yeah.
trying to do the whole don't do what I did, learn, don't make the same
Hmm.
mistake I did, all that sort of shit.
Right.
So from what I understand, that's what he was trying to do with his life. Now that once he got out, and then as I let the band came back, and he's even got
Hmm.
the Austrian Death Machine, his little side project
Yeah.
going on, and he already had a member bail out on that too. So I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know
That's
what the
crazy.
fuck he said or did or anything else. So I mean, I have no idea. And I know some people are going to say, "Well, he beat the shit out of his wife." Well, his wife said he didn't.
Yeah. I mean, you
So
only have to go by what she said. I mean, she
so
was
and I
she was
so
there. So
so I have no idea. And of course, if you've ever watched Cops, you do know that when a guy gets arrested for domestic violence, the woman's always like, he didn't do anything. So it's not that I don't believe the
right.
wife, but I mean, she said that he didn't do it. I have no reason to not believe her until evidence is put forth otherwise.
So,
So
so yeah.
she said he didn't. I have no reason to believe otherwise as of right now. So whatever Tim supposedly did, we may never know. But I mean, there's one band that's all but done, and another one that's falling apart. So
Well, the funny thing is they're already on festival tour dates already for next year. So obviously he's already been out like trying to recruit new people. So
well, I mean, he did release a statement that's saying he's going to move forward with the band, and I mean, I
you know,
guess I mean I don't see any
and
reason not to, but I mean,
and, And what's a shame is that new album is fucking awesome, dude. Like it's
I haven't
I
had a
don't know if
chance
you've
to
heard
listen
it
to
yet.
it yet. I
Oh
haven't
man,
had
you
a
gotta
chance to
listen
yet.
to it, dude. It's really good, dude. I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's like probably one of the best work in years, and
Yeah, well, go figure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Go
All
figure.
right, my next one over from Metal Injection, about another band that's kind of in and out of stuff here, but not on any way the same level, but but anyway, Chimera has played their first two shows since 2017 and 2023 at the Agora in Cleveland, Ohio. Those shows were followed by appearances at Incarceration 2024 and Headbangers Boat in 2024, and so far, Welcome to Rockville in 2025. So Chimera isn't exactly a full-time band, but they're not inactive either. In a
Right.
lengthy Facebook post, Chimera frontman Mark Hunter explained how the band started playing shows again and why it's a little difficult to get everyone together. Hunter thanked Chimera's fans for bringing them back to life as well, noting that as he continued to stream on Twitch, he realized how much Chimera meant to a lot of the people. Quote, I'm proud to announce that Chimera will perform at Welcome to Rockville on Sunday, May 18th, 2025. We get to jam with many artists we admire, and thanks to our diehard fans, we continue to have a life well beyond what I thought was our expiration date. 10 years ago, I thought I closed the book on a life in which the industry had beaten me down. It was so much so that it was to the point where listening to anything besides a podcast was stressful. Well, hey, I know one if you're still listening.
Right.
I hated everything about what I did, and I welcomed the band's demise. I truly understood what burnout was then. It was best to walk away. When the opportunity to reunite with my brothers presented itself in 2017, the hope we could bury the hatchet and perform again was something I was eager to take part in. Our storybook ending sucked. We didn't work our entire lives to go out like chumps. The show was a massive success and far beyond our expectations, and I never expected we would play again after that. But the post show excitement was there, and we were all on a high. We wanted to move forward. I won't bore you to death with all the details, but the attempt to get things rolling again was filled with technical hurdles. We didn't live in the same state. Everyone had careers, so many moving parts. Then COVID hit. All plans were tossed out the window. I put Chimera behind me while Twitch became my new home. Through Twitch, I connected with thousands of Chimera fans, and more importantly, it was a place where I fixed myself in more ways than one. I became a fan of music again. I would perform Chimera songs during the pandemic, and always had a blast seeing fans react in real time. I got to see how much these tunes meant to people, and also learned to appreciate our fans' unwavering passion for the band. The community got me through a lot, and still does. It's one of the main reasons the 2023 show happened. Celebrating the anniversary of our most popular album and hanging out with friends was the best way I could thank you. Uh, Once again, I thought these would be the last shows. It probably doesn't make much sense to the world why we would put so much effort into two shows and not go out on tour. There are many reasons. Getting the band together is a fucking challenge. We've all been domesticated, and some of us have
Right.
responsibilities that prevent us from doing this full time. For example, I rarely leave the house because I am a caregiver for my mom. Life isn't the same as we were in our 20s, when our most significant responsibility was finding ice to keep the beer cold. So when
Well,
we were asked to perform Incarceration, we said yes to experiencing that festival vibe one more time, something everyone in the band had expressed they wanted to feel again, and I wholeheartedly agreed. It was a no-brainer and a decent excuse to come out of retirement again. It was also a fun reminder of the camaraderie at those type of events, hanging out with all the other bands and seeing them rock out to you on the side of the stage. It's pretty awesome. Then, of course, Lamb of God said, "Let's go party on a boat for a week." And how do you say no to that? You can't. Like we all we all walked onto the boat thinking, "Okay, this is it. These will be the final Chimera shows." Of course, as we were literally boarding the ship, we got an email from DWP about playing Welcome to Rockville. We have turned down every offer for 2025, and honestly, I'm tired of doing so. We have so many fans who want to hear these songs. So 2023, 2024 solidified how much Chimera means to all of you. And I will do my best to continue giving you what you want, whether it be shows or merch releases, maybe some vinyl. Please realize, though, that this is highly complex. We treat every show as the last one and are beyond grateful for each opportunity. So here's the possibility of reason in 2025. Thanks again to our incredible fans. We wouldn't get this massive opportunity otherwise, and we are humbled that the world demands we see each other again. See you in the pit. So there you go. So there's a. I always kind of wondered, like I noticed how they just been doing, you know, kind of spot shows, the last few
Right.
years. I was kind of wondering why. I never knew why. So it makes sense though. If you're, you got to be a caregiver and everybody else is domesticated, it's hard to get together. So
Right. Yeah. Life finds a way.
yeah, I mean, look at the dedication. We've just seen dedication with Ashes Rain in the last few weeks, where their guitarist is in Philly and flies out to Virginia, and then they fly out to him sometimes. So
Hmm.
they have to do what they have to do to work together to make things work, and you know,
Yeah.
fortunately they're able to do that. So
Yeah. Yeah. That band is stretched across Virginia, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Minnesota. So
yeah, that's right, Minnesota too. I forgot
yeah,
about Minnesota. Yeah,
that's where Fernando's at, is up in Minnesota.
that's what I meant. Minnesota. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Minnesota.
Well, I mean,
Philly.
John's in
Yeah, but
Philly.
Philly. Yeah, Philly could you could drive to Philly though
Well, I mean, you can, but I
from
mean,
Virginia.
Vinny. But I
It's not
mean,
that bad.
Vinny and Ryan are already there. I mean, it's not like you know, it's probably. I mean, it's drivable, but it's not the quickest trip. So I mean, but
Well, no, but
it's still nice that they are able to work out the logistics of it and
yeah,
get
it's
together.
it's kind of wild to,
Okay.
especially on a band that's not pushed as much as other bands are that can't do it. So
Right. Yeah. All right. My next one is still over at Blabbermouth. OTEP frontwoman OTEP Shemaya says that she is quote unquote retiring from the music business. The 45-year-old musician, who is also known as an outspoken advocate of gay rights, poet, illustrator, author, and activist, revealed her plans to end her music career in a social media post over the weekend. After announcing that she was quote unquote liquidating her extensive music equipment, including autographed guitars used on tour and in studio, a drum set, stage lighting, smoke machines, and stage monitors, a number of fans inquired about her reasons for the sale and wondered if she was retiring from music. Hotep responded in a comment below her original post, quote, "Yes, I'm retiring. For real, for good. My reasons will be given before year's end. Thank you to my real ones," end quote. OTEP released its latest studio album, The Godslayer, in September 2023 via Cleopatra. The follow up to 2018's Cult 45 offered up a mix of inspired original tracks as well as transformative takes on chart topping hits from a variety of influences, including pop, rap, and grunge by such artists as Eminem, Billie Eilish, Slipknot, Lil Peep, and Olivia Rodrigo. Not only is Shemaya a revered musical figure, that's debatable, known for her intrepid blending of metal genres and hip hop, as exemplified on her notorious 2002 debut album Sevas Tra, but she's also amassed an enormous following based on her fearless performances and confrontational, spiritually tinged lyrics. Throughout the span of her career, Shemaya has been an undeniable force in bringing awareness via various acclaimed mediums to social and political injustices felt by various communities and subcultures. For years, publications such as Revolver magazine have lauded Shemaya for, quote, following in the footsteps of outspoken musicians from folk singer Woody Guthrie to Rage Against the Machine's Zach De La Rocha, dubbing her one of music's catalysts for social change, end quote. So uh, there you go. If you're an OTEP fan, she's hanging it up. I will say that I say saw. She was at Ozfest in 2004,
hmm.
and I heard OTEP's performance while they were on stage, because actually during their performance, we actually took a break and was looking for a shady spot because it was in July in Nashville. So
Yeah,
we weren't like purposefully avoiding her performance, because I didn't really know anything about him at the time. We were thirsty. We needed to find a shady spot. It just so happened that it was during their performance, and I will say that she spent more time flapping her trap than actually singing. Um, so I wasn't impressed. Um, so that's just my 2 cents. Um, if you're a fan of hers, obviously more power to you. That's totally fine. You're entitled to it. I've never been a big fan of hers, and the one time I've seen her in person, like I say, she did more time talking than playing music. So I was like, you know what, I don't really care. Uh, so there it is.
Well,
But she's
It always depends on what they talk about too. So I mean,
well, I mean that's true. But yeah, she was she and like I say, this is 20 years ago, so I don't remember like
yeah.
really anything she was talking about. All I remember was sitting there, is like, "Are you going to play music or what?" And she was more concerned about talking. So there it is.
Wow. All right, my last one here is over at Metal Sucks. Let's see. Ohio death metalers, San Guisugabog, are back on social media for now. After the band was suddenly yanked off of Instagram a few days ago, there was a lot of confusion as to what happened to get their account, which boasted over 120,000 followers, left with just Facebook account and an account on that platform that forever will be called Twitter. They announced that they were appealing the decision. Now that they started a backup Instagram page while they look into getting their original page back up, and we have a little bit of information on what happened. They apparently got flagged for a copyright violation. On the band's new Instagram, they gave an update saying, quote, "Thank you guys for following and sharing this page as we work with Meta to get our old one back. Long story short, there's a design with a fish we posted that got flagged for a copyright. Dumb move on our part, but hopefully this gets worked out. Zucked at over 123K. Uh, uh, it becomes a reminder of the difficulties of social media as a tool for advertising. Unfortunately, you pretty much have to have a social media presence to be a band. But social media is run by private companies that make rather arbitrary decisions based on a weird set of principles. On Facebook, I've literally reported actual swastikas and pictures of lynchings, and Facebook told me those don't violate their terms of service. But I once got a Facebook ban for saying British people are weird. I once had to appeal a Facebook ban because I posted an against me video, and the album cover violated Facebook's nudity policy. Well, that's bullshit. One time I got a Facebook ban for calling myself a bitch. Another site I worked for had trouble posting something in our store related to the band Pissed Jeans because Instagram thought we were trying to sell actual pissed jeans. And apparently a band can be permanently deleted from Instagram for accidentally posting a copyright image of a fish. Private companies legally have the right to monitor their social media platforms in whatever way they want. You have no freedom of speech on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. You have no right to be treated fairly or reasonably. They don't have to offer you a reasonable appeals process if they don't want to. The logic of the free market is that if you don't like the way a particular social media platform works, you don't have to use it. But social media is so important to marketing that it's actually not that optional anymore. And everyone is sort of forced into the situation where they have to bow down to the arbitrary and unfair decision making of these companies with really weird rules. Hopefully, Sam Sugabog ends up getting their original profile restored soon. But given the arbitrariness of how meta works, who knows? So there you go. Kind of gives you. That's some bullshit. Like
It is.
I've reported shit. Like I've had some shit where somebody's like, "Hey, make that public. I want to share it." And when I do, 2 weeks later, I get some image on here where some site's like, "Hey, check this out," and it's some. I mean, it's like somebody with their, gaping their vagina wide open or something. Like, dude, and then I'll report it. That doesn't violate your. It's a fucking vagina. Like, what are you talking about? It doesn't violate your. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I know. I don't get it.
but, say something liberal though, and you get banned. So,
Well, sure.
or about the liberals, I should say. You say something about those guys, and you're automatically banned. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I totally get that, man. It's bullshit. Like, all you had to do was say, hey, this is a thing. You can delete the post or whatever. Don't just ban somebody just because. Jesus Christ,
Well, I mean, I mean, at
they
least,
don't.
I mean,
They don't even give you a chance to delete it. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, at least if you're Instagram or whatever, be like, hey, this isn't cool. You need to address this and give them a certain amount of time. Be like, and then be like, oh shit, sorry,
right?
my bad. I mean, but I mean, come on, man. It's just so stupid. All right, my last one, and you wanna get your hand up for the counter, uh,
Oh, okay.
over at Blabbermouth, and this is the only reason why I'm doing this one because we have fun with these. Fender
Yeah,
Musical Instrument
guitar.
Fender Musical Instruments Corporation (FMIC) has announced the Chris Shiflett Cleaver Telecaster Deluxe one, the new American-made signature model from Chris Shiflett, the lead guitarist for the Foo Fighters, solo artist and host of the podcast Shred with Shifty. Night after night, Shiflett carves his way through a full brigade of guitar tones on the biggest, loudest stages in the world, and this tour-tested guitar is named the Cleaver for a reason. It positively slashes through the mix with a voice that snarls dirty as well as it sings clean. Previously available only as a Fender custom shop master built artist offering, the new Chris Shiflett Cleaver Telecaster Deluxe is a stripped down rock machine built for the high octane live performance. With more than 25 years in the music industry, Shiflett is a true punk rock veteran and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. As a pivotal member of the Foo Fighters, Shiflett has played a crucial role in shaping modern rock, contributing to highly praised albums like One by One, Wasting Light, and Concrete and Gold, while earning multiple Grammy Awards along the way. His musical journey also includes stints with the prominent California punk bands like No Use for a Name and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, alongside his country rock solo work. Known for his love of Fender Telecaster guitars, particularly his cherished 1972 Tele Deluxe, Shiflett is a versatile artist, whether making records and touring the world with Foo Fighters or exploring a range of musical directions with his solo band. We put a lot of love and research into creating the American-made version of my signature model, the Cleaver," said Shiflett on his new signature guitar. "It's been road tested, dropped on its head, kicked around, X-rayed, strummed, chicken picked, and arpeggio swept. I'm excited to announce we made a great guitar that's adaptable to all situations. Can't wait to get this into the hands of players everywhere." End quote. Available in Dakota Red or Charcoal Frost Metallic finishes, the Chris Shiflett Cleaver Telecaster Deluxe's resonant alder body lays the perfect foundation for bone-rattling stadium-ready tones. Dressed up in a nitrocellulose lacquer finish, this alder body also has a belly cut for superior comfort during the longest sets. Built for speed, the 25.5-inch scale maple neck features a 12-inch radius rosewood fingerboard with 12 medium jumbo frets for fiery leads and silky bends. Pearloid block inlays add a touch of unexpected class, whilst two custom Chris Shiflett Cleaver noiseless CS90 pickups pair powerful output with the throaty mid-range punch and singing highs of a vintage single coil, all without the hum. The F-stamped tuning machines, bone nut and wing string tree with nylon spacer keep things in tune through marathon sets, while the string through body hardtail bridge enhances resonance and sustain. Collaborating with collaborating with Chris Shiflett on his signature Telecaster Deluxe has been an incredible journey, said Justin Norvell, EVP of Product FMIC. Quote, "Chris has a lot of guitars, plays a lot of styles, and demands versatility, and our goal was to capture that spirit in the design. This guitar is not just an instrument, it's an extension of his musical identity and tone that both he and his friends demand. Fun fact, we didn't name it the Cleaver. His front of house person did the first night he played it live because it cut through the mix like a cleaver, which speaks for itself. In true tradition, the Fender Artist Signature Series honors iconic musicians through product progression and storytelling, creating instruments and gear inspired by the unique specifications of the world's greatest guitars and basses." So there you go. I don't know how many we
It was
got to
three.
there.
It was
Oh,
three.
three? Oh, man. It felt like a hell of a lot more than that. So yeah, so it
Well,
wasn't. I mean, it wasn't really
they kept
anything.
breaking.
They kept breaking it up, yeah.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't anything really special per se, but we always have fun with those because they really do like to throw the full name of the
Hmm.
product around. So I thought we would throw the counter
We're
up
gonna
there
get
to
a.
see how many we got
We
to.
get a. We'll start getting a. We'll start getting a dry erase board and just start marking everything.
Yeah, do little hash marks. Yeah.
uh, Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we should do that.
All right. Uh, Other headlines this week: Biohazard has says they have some heavy shit ready for their new album. So I guess that will remain to be seen.
I'm in.
Turns out Furnace Fest isn't dead after all.
I saw that.
They they've said that what twice in 4 years now. So who knows?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, they have.
Queensryche's Michael Wilton says the band is hoping to possibly get in the studio in 2025. So who knows? May get something Queensryche the end of 2025 or first of 26. So Snot has a mysterious mystery vocalist. Announces more reunion shows in 2025. So that's pretty interesting.
Yep.
Black Emperor postpones their 2024 U.S. tour dates due to illness. So hopefully they get better and then they can reschedule those dates. Promise is holding open auditions for their drummer position. It'd kind of be ironic if Laura shows up for that, right?
Right.
Not Loose set to destroy Jimmy Kimmel Live next week. So I think that's pretty cool. Like, you don't hear a lot of metal bands on those late night shows very often. So it's kind of
No,
cool
you
when you
don't.
do. Yeah, I know Metallica was on one of those back when 72 Seasons came out. But as far as like these smaller bands, like Not Loose isn't a huge band. I mean, they got a decent following, but they're not huge. So
Right.
it's pretty cool to see that. So, and I'm not a huge fan of Not Loose, but there's a couple tracks I like. So
Hmm.
so then they got Mayhem's Necro Butcher says that the band has around 20 demos ready for a new album. So there you go, and some new Mayhem coming.
Yep.
Linkin Park land a UK #1 album with From Zero, and Emily Armstrong is beyond excited. Well, I mean, I guess so, since people talk shit the whole time. So
Yeah.
there you go. So prove them wrong. There you go.
Yeah.
I actually saw when I've listened to that album, and I actually did hear some glimpses of some old school Linkin Park in there. So that's pretty cool.
That's good. I mean, I haven't listened to it yet, but I mean,
Yeah,
that
I mean, like I said,
seems good.
it has some latter Linkin Park influence as well, but you can hear some early stuff in there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
This one's kind of interesting. I never knew this. Guitarist Michael Lamont and drummer Daniel Erlinson admit that Arch Enemy considered packing it in after losing their longtime vocalist in 2014, Angela Gaskell. So, did you know
Oh,
that?
no, I didn't know that. I'm glad they didn't.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm pretty sure they are too. I mean,
Yeah.
because I think they're more popular than ever now with Alyssa. So,
Actually, I think you might be right.
well, I mean, they've kind of delved into some stuff outside of the norm with Angela, because we know Angela did all gutturals. So I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, they never did anything clean until Alyssa came
mm-mm.
along, and then
Yeah,
and
I
then
think that
the
I think that opened up their fan base though when they did that. So,
and then I mean, because Michael, because I remember reading an article on the show about that, and
mhm,
Michael was like, I've never been against any clean vocals. It's just I never felt the time was right. So anything that
mhm,
Alyssa does, she gets the approval from Michael to do it as far as any
mhm.
cleans, and they definitely don't do it often, but they sprinkle it in at the right
Oh
moment,
yeah,
or at least the right moment according to Michael, because he's the one who
yeah,
gives the go
right.
ahead. But I haven't heard anything that they've done where they let Alyssa sing clean that didn't seem like it didn't belong there. So
Oh yeah, some of my favorite songs are some of the ones she
yeah,
sings clean on. So
yeah,
I like the mix anyway. I don't like the like full guttural
yeah.
all the time, but I do like the mix. Like, I'm okay with the full guttural Arch Enemy, but if you listen to a whole album of it, I'm just like, they could
Yeah.
have kind of played around with some stuff
Sure.
or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, it's a new dynamic that she was
Hmm.
able to provide, and it's good.
Well,
It's good to see them to utilize it because she's got a great voice.
hmm and I still think it helped with their longevity at this point. So I
I
mean,
think so.
all right. So A lot of stuff was thrown at Atreyu when they supported Iron Maiden in 2009, including a coin which caught Mark McKnight beneath the eye and dented his skull.
Oh,
So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, so I guess he walks around with a reminder of that every day. So
I guess so.
that has to be a hard throw for the coin to
I'm,
dent your skull.
yeah, I was going to
Damn,
say somebody must have just whipped that thing.
man, that's crazy. AEW launches an epic wrestling video using Guns N' Roses' equally epic November Rain. A lot of to me a lot more money wasted by AEW that didn't need to be, but
True.
anyway, uh, like it's like that company never learned anything from WCW. I have no idea why they do the things they do. Um, let's see. Aerosmith are being replaced as the stars of the famous rock and roll roller coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studio Park in Florida. The Muppets are actually taking that spot now.
Oh, Jesus.
uh, that's kind of wild.
Well, Steven Tyler has always looked like Janice anyway.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know if they're talking about the Muppets, like the Jim Henson Muppets, or if there's a band called the Muppets. That's what they didn't say. So
Well,
kind of
well,
weird.
either or. I mean,
Yeah, whatever. So, 3 Days Grace have issued their first new song with Adam Gontier on vocals since 2013. It's actually a double vocal attack there with the new singer as well. I can't remember his name
uh,
off the top of my head, but so I haven't heard it yet. There's a 3 Days Grace is one of those bands where I'm like, cool, and then the other ones I'm just like, So
just a hit and miss, man. Yeah, hit and
yeah,
miss.
they are. I mean, I honestly do like a lot more songs from them when Adam was singing for them. So, and then last have was Void of Vision are calling it quits after an Australian farewell tour in February. So, unfortunately, another metal band calling it quits. So,
Yeah. Did I don't know if you caught the Metalhead Minute last week, but if you didn't, did you see the thing that I talked about? Did you see where uh, Kerry King basically updated Damian Priest's WWE
I
entrance
heard
music?
I heard it when he come out I guess it was like a month or so back when he come out. I was like, ooh, that sounds different, and it sounds good. I like it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it was yeah. Kerry King did that, so I
yeah,
didn't
hell
know.
yeah, that's cool shit.
I didn't know if you were aware of that or not. I didn't
Yeah, yeah. I was.
because
Well, I listened to the Metalhead Minute and heard it on there, and then
okay.
it kind of put two and two together because I had noticed a difference in it when he come out a few weeks back. I'm like, oh, that's different. So
Yeah. So that yeah, then
cool.
now you know why. Yeah. So
Yep.
I didn't know if you had caught that or not because I didn't know of it until Wednesday because I was scrolling through some things and I can't even remember where I saw it at this point, but I think I may have saw it. I actually think I may have seen it on X because when I saw the story there was a video inset of it of Damian Priest
Mhm.
coming out
Yeah.
and they actually the announcers on SmackDown actually gave Kerry King a plug.
Hmm.
So that's where I found out about it. I think it may have been on X, but yeah, I didn't know about it until earlier this week. So, but it did sound good. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
But that's really the only other thing I had.
All right. Cool. That will put us into hitting the road, and as we talked about earlier, I'll go ahead and talk about this, and then I'll let Chris take it away because there was a lot of good
Cool.
tours this year, or this week, sorry.
Right? Yeah.
But this one was one of the festivals I had to announce, so it's going to be a little long winded. So I only covered that for that reason. So. So the aforementioned Welcome to Rockville Festival appears to have outdone themselves with a massive count of over 150 bands and an unheard of 12 reunions booked for 2025. That's crazy.
Golly, man.
That is crazy. 12? I've never heard that far. Four is the most I've ever heard. So it's a stellar lineup spanning 4 days, May 15th through the 18th at the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona, Florida. Thursday, May 15th, is like they only have the days and the bands on that day. They don't have a schedule yet, of course, because
Well,
that won't
right.
come out till closer to time. But uh,
Naturally.
Thursday, May 15th, you're going to have Shine Down, Three Doors Down, Hellstorm, Theory of a Dead Man, Blue October, Evans Blue, Royal Lynn, Rob Zombie, 3 Days Grace, Trivium, Crossfade, Finger 11, Saving Abel, Smile Empty Soul, Bullet for My Valentine, which, that's the Bullet for My Valentine Trivium tour, I guess.
Yeah.
Asking Alexandria, We Came as Romans, From Ashes to New, Fit for a King, Until I Wake, Of Virtue, The Pretty Wild, Body Count, Arch Enemy, Gore, Exodus, The Acacia Strain, Shadow of Intent, Frozen Soul, Gates of Hell, The Dillinger Escape Plan, Quicksand, Health, Converge, Full of Hell, Harm's Way, Candy, and Big Ass Truck. Uh, and
Big ass.
as and if you didn't follow that, that's just Thursday. So,
Yeah.
so no, Friday you have Green Day, Alice in Chains, Jimmy Eat World, Newfound Glory, Bowling for Soup, Lit, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Good Charlotte, Sublime, Bush, Candlebox, Everclear, Dorothy, Dexter and the Moon Rocks, Not Loose, uh, Kubla Khan, Incidary, yeah, Incidary, Invent, Animate, Boundaries, One Step Closer, Left to Suffer, Killswitch Engage, Ginger, August Burns Red, As I Lay Dying. Uh, there you go. That's what I was just talking about. So, yeah, As I Lay Dying's on there.
Yep.
All That Remains, It Dies Today, Butcher Babies, Bleed From Within, Under Oath, Seosin, Silverstein, The Devil Wears Prada, Silent Planet, Scary Kids, Scaring Kids. That's fun. It's pretty funny. Alisana and I Set My Friends on Fire. So that's that's Friday. So, man, some of these band names are wild, dude. Like,
Yeah.
uh, then Saturday, you got Lincoln Park, Incubus, Beartooth, Taking Back Sunday, POD, Hoobastank, Sleep Theory, Pierce the Veil, I Prevail, Hollywood Undead, Sleeping with Sirens, Of Mice and Men, Escape the Fate, Liliac, Mastodon, Still to Be Announced. I don't know if that's like Still to Be Announced or if that's actually a band called Still to Be Announced. I don't know, but
It's like card
I
subject to
just,
change.
yeah, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me. If not, somebody definitely needs to call their band that.
They really do.
Then you have Obituary, Municipal Waste, Nails, Havoc, Dead Heat, Chain Saint, Dayseeker, Bill Murray, The Plot and You, Set It Off, Reed Friends, The Funeral Portrait, Nerve, Navertal, Whitechapel, All Shall Perish, Attila After the Burial, Amur, Brand of Sacrifice, Upon a Burning Body, and Angel Maker. And then rounding out Sunday, you got Korn, Marilyn Manson, Chevelle, Daughtry, Filter, Snot, The Union Underground, Bad Omens, Mudvayne, Motionless in White, Seven Dust, Chimera, Trikill Logic, Return to Dust, Insane Clown Posse, which I don't know why they're there, but
That's
Testament, The Black Dahlia Murder, 7 Hours After Violet, Fit for an Autopsy, Gate Creeper, Sanguisugabog, Alt, uh, Kyodos, Hawthorne Heights, Memphis Mayfire, Bless the Fall, Attack Attack, A Skylit Drive, Caskets, Windwalkers, Power Trip, Tsunami, Pain of Truth, 200 Stab Wounds, Peeling Flesh, Body Box, and Mugshot. So that is the 2025 lineup for Welcome to Rockville. So I will say this: it's no Sonic Temple, but it's still good.
definitely.
Sonic Temple's massive, dude. Like that lineup is unreal.
They definitely got a little bit of something for everyone because there are some bands on
They
there.
do,
There's
yeah.
some bands on there. I'm just like, really, but hey, you know what? They got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got, like I said, you got the, death metal and, hard rock and heavy metal and
Hmm.
metal core and, you know, death metal, everything's on there.
And
Thrash metal, like
then
everything.
ice, and then ICP for some reason. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. That was the oddest one on there, I think. So,
yeah, that one doesn't make any sense to me. But all
yeah,
right,
whatever. So,
yeah, all right. For my contribution to hitting the road this week for the week of the 16th through the 22nd, leading off at the PRP. One that I wish that was coming around: Machine Head, In Flames, Lacuna Coil, and
mhm.
Unearth, starting April 5th, 2025 in Oakland at the Fox Theater, finishing May 10th in Kelowna, British Columbia at Prospera Place. And then, of course, the Lincoln Park World Tour featuring a lot of different opening acts,
Yeah.
starting January 31st in Mexico City, Mexico at the Estadio GMP Seguros featuring AFI, finishing November 15th, 2025 in Porto Alegre, Brazil with the opener to be announced. They will be in Nashville on August 21st at Bridgestone Arena featuring Gene Dawson. I have no idea who that is. The aforementioned Attila Dealer and Nathan James U.S. tour with the Oceano replacement to be determined, starting March 4th in Destin, Florida at Club LA, finishing April 5th in Tampa, Florida at the Orpheum. The only Tennessee date is March 6th in Memphis at Growlers. Cane Hill, Mugshot, Fox Lake, and Weeping Wound are going on a U.S. tour starting February 14th in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Parish at the House of Blues, finishing March 16th in Houston, Texas at the Secret Group. Seven Dust and Horizon Theory are going out starting February 28th in Kansas City, Missouri at the Truman, finishing March 29th in Springfield, Missouri at the Gilead's Theater. Disturbed, Seven Dust, and 3 Days Grace will be going out starting February 25th in Nampa, Idaho at the Ford Idaho Center Arena, finishing March 21st in New York at Madison Square Garden. The Seven Dust and Horizon Theory, those are like off dates um, around that
From those.
disturbance, yeah, that disturbed
Right.
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Memphis Mayfire, Caskets, Windwalkers, and Elijah are going out starting April 16th in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Hall, finishing May 18th in Daytona, Florida at Welcome to Rockville. They have a Nashville date, May 15th at Brooklyn Bowl. Amon Ra is going on a European and UK tour. No word about any openers as of yet. Starting April 21st in Stuttgart, Germany at Im Weismann, finishing May 17th in London, England at Desert Fest. Motionless in White, Fit for a King, and Brand of Sacrifice are going on a European tour starting January 23rd in Hamburg, Germany at the Insel Park Arena, finishing February 25th in Helsinki, Finland. Hold on. Helsinki, Finland at the Ice Hall Black Box. Brand of Sacrifice will not be at that Helsinki date. My Chemical Romance is going on a 2025 stadium tour with a different opener each night, starting July 11th in Seattle, Washington at T-Mobile Park featuring the Violent Femmes, finishing September 13th in Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium featuring Evanescence. Devin Townsend and Tesseract are going on a North American tour starting May 2nd in Nashville at Marathon Music Works, finishing May 23rd in Los Angeles at the Wiltern. Septic Flesh, Ultimus, and Ex Deo are going on a North American tour starting February 10th in Houston, Texas at the White Oak Music Hall, finishing May 2nd in New York at the Gramercy Theater. Napalm Death, Melvins, and Dark Sky Burial are going on a U.S. tour with Weed Eater, Titan to Tachyons, and the Hard Ons with Jerry A. taking turns as opening acts. Starting April 4th in San Diego, California at the Music Box, finishing June 7th in Berkeley, California at the Cornerstone Berkeley. There's a Nashville date, May 17th at Brooklyn Bowl. Titans to Tachyons will be opening that night. Poppy is going on a North American tour with openers pending, starting March 11th in San Francisco at the Fillmore, finishing April 23rd in LA at the Wiltern. There is a Nashville date, April 9th at the Brooklyn Bowl. Clutch are going to Europe and to the UK, starting November 24th. I'm pretty sure that's next year in Copenhagen, Denmark at the Store Vega, finishing December 20th in London, England at the Roundhouse. Human Impact are going to Europe and to the UK. No word yet on the openers. Starting April 17th in Paris, France at Petit Bain, finishing May 3rd in Besançon, France at La Rodia. The Amity Affliction, Hail the Sun, Many Eyes, and Solence are going on a U.S. tour starting February 28th in San Diego, California at Soma, finishing March 26th in Chico, California at the Senator Theater. There's a Tennessee date, March 6th in Memphis at Graceland Live. Zach Sabbath has announced a European and UK tour starting March 4th in Manchester, England at the Ritz, finishing March 23rd in Munich, Germany at Backstage. Era, Silent Planet, and Resolve are going on an Australian tour with more opening acts to be announced, starting March 6th in Perth at the Astor Theatre, finishing March 16th in Brisbane at the Tivoli. And over at blabbermouth.net, Powerwolf has announced a European tour starting June 6th in Nancy, France at Heavy Weekend, finishing August 9th in Vienna, Spain at the Leyendas del Rock. So that is hitting the road for the 16th through the 22nd.
All right, so that will take us into our theme of the week.
Yep.
This week, our theme of the week is time and place. So I don't know. I don't know how many you got, but I had to stop. So
I actually had a little bit of a harder time with this one, but I did get 15.
okay, good. So I think I got like 25 or 26. So
Oh, Jesus,
I guess I
I
got.
knew.
I guess I got the good end of the stick this time.
Yeah,
So,
I knew time was going to be easier than place, but I had to resort to some synonyms. But hey,
oh yeah, that's
it
fine.
all worked out. And like I say, I got to 15. So
Okay, cool. I actually know some songs that I had on my mind for place two. See if you got those. If not, I'll add them.
okay, that'd be fun.
So I will start out with time here. First one I had was Iron Maiden, called Somewhere in Time, of course, from Somewhere in Time, 1986. Then I went with Ozzy, Time After Time, from No More Tears, 1991. Then with Born Broken, Time Pays No Respect, from Am I Invisible, 2024. And if you haven't
Nice.
watched that, they were actually on the show earlier this year. You can check that out on Spotify.
Watch the show and then go listen to their album.
Yeah, it's a badass album.
Yes, it is.
And then I went with Killswitch Engage in Due Time from Disarm the Descent 2013. And with Pantera, We'll Grind That Axe for a Long Time from Reinventing the Steel 2000. Accept Time Machine from Blood of the Nations 2010. Avenged Sevenfold Doing Time from Hail to the King 2013. Nine Point Go Time from self titled album in 2012. Testament Time is Coming from Practice What You Preach 1989. Warbringer, Abandoned by Time, Waking into Nightmares, 2009. Motionless in White, Time Bomb, that was a single out in 2021. Overkill, Time to Kill, The Years of Decay, 1989. Lamb of God, More Time to Kill, Sacrament, 2006. Megadeth, Killing Time, from The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, 2022. Butcher Babies, It's Killing Time, Baby, from The Eye for an Eye, 2023. Five Finger Death Punch, Matter of Time, from The Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, 2013. Arch Enemy, One Last Time, from the Deceivers album in 2022. Then we go Gojira, Our Time Is Now, that was a single out in 2022. Extinction AD, Behind the Times, Culture of Violence, 2022. Havoc, Time Is Up, from the Time Is Up album in 2011. Demon Hunter, In Time, from Extremist, 2014. Bleed from Within, Killing Time, from Shrine, 2022. Death Angel, Seemingly Endless Time, Act 3 from 1990. Korn, Did My Time, from Take a Look in the Mirror, 2003. Slipknot, The Dying Song, Time to Sing, The End So Far, 2022. And then last but not least, Upon a Burning Body, I've Earned My Time, The World Is My Enemy, 2014. So there you go, man. It's
Nice.
going to be a banger. Going to be
Yeah.
a
Well,
banger.
and I actually have let's see, one, two, three. I actually have four for yours that I'm going to add to it. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. All right, so I had the other half of this. I had Place. So leading off, I had A Secret Place by Megadeth off of Cryptic Writings from 1997. Then I went with a synonym for the next one. Now I Lay Thee Down, Machine Head, The Blackening, 2007. Then I had Higher Place by Malevolence off Malicious Intent from 2022. Little bit of a slower song, but still
Oh, that's
heavy.
like that's one of my
Still
favorite.
oh
That's one of my favorite songs, dude. That's a
oh,
badass
it's
song.
so good. I actually had Kayla and Angela both listen to that song and they loved it. It's so
Yeah,
good.
that's a badass song. Man.
Yeah, it's so good. Then I had Wicked Place by Overkill off of Scorched 2023. Then Any Place But Here by Anthrax off We've Come For You All from 2003. Then all the way back to 1988, No Place for Disgrace by Flotsam and Jetsam off the album of the same name.
Mm.
Then our friends from Down Under, A Place of Horror by Hidden Intent off Dead End Destiny from 2021. Then we get into some more synonyms. Position of Trust by Forearm off of 13 Scars from 2006. Murder Scene by Arch Enemy off Will to Power from 2017. No Fear for the Setting Sun, Amon Amarth, Twilight of the Thunder God, 2008. Wherever I May Roam by Metallica off the Black Album from 1991. Set Me Free by Ectomorph off of Instinct from 2005. Take Your Place by 156 Silence off of Narrative from 2022. Give credit for Kalo to for pointing me to that one. The Shower Scene by Ice Nine Kills off the Silver Scream 2. Welcome to Horrorwood 2021. And my 15th one, Place of No Return by Eradicator off the Atomic Blast from 2009.
Nice. It's gonna be a good list, man.
Yeah. I actually already got my 15 put onto the playlist, so I have it started. So I'll add the 4 that I
Okay.
had to go on your half, and then I'll zip it on over to you so we can get it
Okay.
compiled and posted for everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let me before we get into album reviews, I'll
Oh
post
yeah. Yeah.
this week's stuff here. So why I did that? Something weird. I was like, what the hell? The hell? Anyway, there is this week's new music Spotify playlist. The new metal releases. So if you want to check that out, there is the playlist, and of course, if you want to just check it out, you can just see our little emblem there at the bottom, right over top of the Metalheads Unite.
Yep.
There, you see the little logo there. You can just follow that over at Spotify and catch all the playlists over there. So, and I think Chris has changed, or no, that one was always like that. You changed Twitter or something to Metalheads, didn't you?
I actually changed my Spotify
Yeah,
profile.
that's right. That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had opened it under my name, but I actually changed it to Metalheads Unite. I'm gonna get Instagram changed over from my name to the Metalheads Unite also. Um, I think there's a little more involved over at Instagram, so I'm gonna look into that. But I'm gonna do the same thing. But yeah, my technically my profile is actually Metalheads Unite too. Um, but yeah, you can find them over there too. So you can so
Well,
you
you could
don't you
probably
don't
just
so
you
yeah you don't
probably be able to link it to the Facebook one and just let it go like that. So
might be able to. I may look into that, but yeah, you don't have to search like for my name or anything anymore. You can just search for Metalheads Unite. You should be able to find them all.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that will take us into our album reviews this week. I didn't even tell Chris what I was listening to actually.
No,
So
you didn't.
I've left him out of a lot this week. So
Yeah, no, you
man, it's been
didn't.
a rough it's been a rough week. I was telling him before we went on the air. It's been kind of a rough week. So he knows what I've been through. So it's kind
Oh
of
yeah.
understandable, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Man, but what could go wrong probably did go wrong this week. So it's kind of wild. But anyway, album reviews. I went with a band called Die for My Sins. The album's called Scream. They were formed in 2022 in Salerno, Campania, Italy, by brothers Fabio and Nicholas Caluri. Okay, the Calluori. So Calluori or something. Maybe it's Calluori. Maybe. Or maybe it's just Calori. Maybe the U silent. I don't know. Anyway,
Maybe.
accomplished musicians previously known for their work in the power metal outfit Hemdall and other notable bands. Die for My Sins merges their shared passion for heavy metal in this exciting new venture, teaming up with renowned metal vocalist Ralph Sheepers from Primal Fear X
Oh
Gamma Ray.
fucking hell! Ah,
Yeah, I didn't know
really?
that either until I was like doing this. I'm like, holy shit! It's funny because
Nice.
you'll see in the reviews. He's the core session singer for the album. But the band also
Hell
featured
yeah!
Also featured a stellar performance from top-notch vocalist Ian Perry, ex Elegy and Rock Emporium, on one track. So he got one track in, the rest of it's all Ralph.
Nice.
So this is the band's debut album, 9 tracks, 44 minutes, 44 seconds in length. I think they did that on purpose, 44, 44.
Probably did.
so, um, so you got to cut that last axe out, man. Cut that last guitar riff out.
That's right.
Vocally, has plenty of range as you would expect from the primary vocalist being frontman of Primal Fear, which
Yeah.
was funny. Was funny because I didn't before I even knew any of that. I was thinking this sounds like a little like Primal Fear.
There you go.
So, so I guess that's why. So that was actually funny to me. I was just like, man, this sounds like Primal Fear. And then I come in here like doing the research, and I said, well, there you go.
There
That's
you
just
go.
why. So the guitar work is awesome on here. A little thrash, a little power. Some awesome solos. Yeah, I mean, just like everything about this thing just kind of like flowed really well and everything. Drumming was phenomenal, fast paced. I actually noticed myself doing some inadvertent headbanging while I was listening, doing something else. I was like, wow, this must be good shit because I'm sitting there going. It's, uh, there's some keyboards on there as well, but it's not enough to overpower anything. Because I mean, like I said, you don't, they're not doing the power metal thing with this band, so they didn't want to incorporate a lot of that. I don't guess just to try to be distinct from the power metal side from Hemdahl. So there's nothing to overpower anything. And a matter of fact, it's some of it you probably don't even know it's there unless you're like really listening for it. Um, but the bass stuck out a lot on this one. We've talked about this before that may be the hardest instrument to pick out sometimes in songs, but there was really a lot of tracks that's very distinct on. So that was good. Like I said, there was a lot to like about this album, man. It's a really good album. Yeah, looking forward to some more stuff hopefully in the future with these guys. I don't know if they'll just continue with guest vocals or whatever, but hopefully they'll be able to take somebody on tour with them and do some songs off of this. That's pretty cool. An easy four horn album for me, man. That's
Nice.
no question about it. So
Nice. And especially with Ralph Sheeper singing, I'm gonna definitely try to check it out.
oh yeah, man.
Before I get into mine, um, my formal review, did you have time to listen to that new Accuser album yet?
Yes, yes, fucking yeah. It's pretty badass
Jesus
too.
Christ. My God. Uh, like I said when I texted you about it the other night, I know of Accuser. So
hmm
when I saw that they were coming out with a new album, I was super excited, and it actually
It
came
actually
out.
came out early. Yeah.
It
So
it came out yesterday, so that was cool. So I listened to it
mhm.
all the way through twice yesterday. Oh, it is so good. Oh man, it is so good. It was like Creator and Slayer had a baby that breathed fire. Like my God, it was so
That's a
good.
good way to put it. I
I mean,
guess.
there was not a song on that album I didn't like. I mean, it was so good from front to back. Oh man,
Yeah, it's a good
man,
album.
it was so good. I loved it. It's a 4.5 for me. If I'm giving it a horn rating, I'm giving it 4.5. That's just for me.
Nice.
Um,
So we'll probably
so
be talking about that one at the end of the year. So
probably will. So my formal review for this week, I went with the uh, I went with the new album Heavy Metal Survivors by Sign of the Jackal. Ironically enough, they are a heavy metal band formed in Rovereto, Italy in 2008. So we both we
oh wow,
both went with
yeah,
Italian bands. Unbeknownst to either one of us, I mean,
right.
this absolutely was not planned. They are a quintet. The current lineup is Roberto Bob Condini on guitars and vocals, Laura Demons Queen Collar on vocals, Cora on drums, Frederick Triple F on bass and vocals, and Dave L. Draws on guitars. Their lyrical themes are the occult and horror movies. Their current label is Dying Victim Productions. This is their third full length studio album. Their debut album, Mark of the Beast, came out in 2013. Their second album, Breaking the Spell, in 2018, leading up to the new release today. 10 tracks, 39 minutes and 22 seconds. There is a spoken word intro, 48 seconds long. It kind of works. It is still one of those pet peeves where it's just considered a track by itself, but it does lend to the flow of the album, so it's fine in this case. Track number 5, Phantasm 6, is an instrumental. Uh, Let me back up just a little bit. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The album, um, the album itself, totally sounds like it came out in the early '80s. It sounds like Kill 'Em All. It sounds like Too Fast for Love. It's Motley Crue. It's early Metallica. Uh, Super duper high pitched vocals.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know when I listened to it. I didn't know at the time that Laura is actually the lead singer. So you have a female lead singer. The other two guys are the other two vocalists in the group. The male vocalists are actually doing the anthemic background harmonizing vocals. Um, total old school heavy metal vibe. Like I say, early Motley Crue, early Metallica, even some Judas Priest at the time with some of the higher range vocals. Um, I will say that a lot of the drums and a lot of the guitar riffs are safe. I'll just put it that way, because I mean it's not like they're not well done, but like the drums are a lot of bum 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 bum. Nothing really, no, nothing super duper complex. A lot of tempo, but not really a lot of intricacy. And a lot of the guitar riffs are relatively basic, plain, safe. I don't want to make it sound like I'm being insulting, because, like I say, everything is written really well, but considering the vibe that it gives off from a lot of the stuff from like the early '80s, there wasn't anything super duper technical or thrashy, but the guitar solos were a different matter. The guitar solos were where the guitar work really shined. The guitar solos were really complex, really up tempo, really thrashy, really well done. So overall, the album was good. I enjoyed it. Like I say, a lot of it was, again, not to come off insulting, because I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form. There wasn't anything super duper complex about like the riffs or the drums, but everything was composed really well. The album flowed well. It was written really well. The compositions were done very well. This guitar solos were fantastic. That's where the album really shined, was in the guitar solos. Um, I'm gonna give this album 3.5 horns. Uh, the and another thing that I liked, even with the old school sound, it sounded like it was recorded today, which is good, because
Okay.
a lot of albums that I hear that's got like the old school sound, it really
Hmm.
sounds like it was recorded back then, and it
Right.
it doesn't sound real clean. It sounds kind of muddy. That wasn't the case here. It was recorded really well with an old school sound, so they really did a good job with the mix on this one too. So yeah,
Okay.
very well done.
All right. So you want to read the list off for
Oh,
next week?
yep,
Just
yep. Do need to do that. Over at Heavy Metal HQ for this coming Friday, November 19th. Leading off with Against I with Songs for the Dying. Then we have Altar of Asteria with Ina, and Autumn with Ethereal. Uh, a Aoidos with Oasis. I don't know. Apostasy with Non Est Deus. Arapaces with Nucleus of Chaos. Asgard with Lullabies for Harlots. That's an EP. Ass to Mouth with Enemy of the Human Race. I'd hate to see what that album cover looks like. Um,
yeah.
Astral Doors with The End of It All. Bed Sore with Dreaming, The Strife for Love. We have Big Muff Brigade with Pi, the sign Pi 3.14. Boarhead with Vita Est Morte Est Vita. Corrosive Elements with Cut the Serpent's Head. Cryptorium with Descent into Lunacy. We have Zort with Monumenti. Daedric Shrine with Daedric Shrine, self-titled album. Dark Embrace with Land of Witches. Deep Valley Blues with Sangue e Veleno. Demon Bitch with Master of the Games. Denigrate with To the Goddess Unknown. Dare Wrote Milan with Schlund, that's an EP. Detested Sun with Moon Spells and Everlasting Sorrow. Dying Grotesque with Celestial. We have Eared with Melancholia. Echoes of Gehenna with The Dreaming Void. Empty Throne with Unholy. Eradicator with The Paradox. Wait a minute. I've already
No,
listened
it
to
came
that.
out already, didn't it?
No, that's not right. I've already listened to and reviewed that album, so that is a mistake. Feral Forms with Through Demonic Spell. We have Fessus and Kill the Lord with Pilgrims Over Morbidity and Decrowned 2 Trinity Ablaze. That sounds like a split album. Let's see. Festergore with Constellation of Endless Blight. Fili Nigrantium Infernalium with Perfida Contrecao do Aco. I don't know. Fire Action with Until the Heat Dies, Flush with Noises, Frust with New Moon, Garden of Stone with The Grave Mistake, The Gates of Slumber with a self-titled album, Gorgon with For Those Who Stay, Grave with a View with Raw Illumination, Hellfire 76 with Rags to Rage, Hidden Mothers with Erosion Avulsion, Iced Exiled with Reset the Sky, Infernalium with Conquering the Most High, Inverted Cross with the Eternal Flames of Hell, Conqueror with Sad Plight of Lucifer, Mandroid of Krypton with Cosmic Sarcophagus. We have Mephitis with the Scorian, the Grey Lear, maybe another split album, I'm not sure. Metsan Altari with a self-titled album, Mesmerizer with Whispers of Leviathan, Mistcore with Hypocrisy, Monolith with The Black Cradle, Mutank with Think Before You Think. That's smart. Necronomicon Ex Mortis with The Mother of Death. That's an EP. We have Noitsa Pati with Sankaran Matka. No Kings Allowed with A New Era. Not Now Norman with Go Hard or Go Home. Old Waynes with Stormheart. Ornator Pet with Fordom Dags. Pestilent Hex with Sorceries of Sanguine and Shadow. Plague Fever with Frail of Pestilence. Project Ultimate Satan with the Opus Satantus, I'm sorry. Reese with Long Streets, Ritual Fog with But Merely Flesh, Rot Pit with Long Live the Rot. We have Sog with More of Nothing, that's an EP. Salem UK with Outer Limits. We have Scythro with Blameless Severed Extremities. Shining with Fiberdromar. Scam with From the Depths. Sons of Ghidorah with Hollow Mass. Soul Skinner with Glorified by the Light, Starmonger with Occult, Steel Inferno with Rush of Power, Stenched with Purulence gushing from the coffin, Sir Astru with Datura Straharalore, Sweet with Isolation Boulevard, that's a re-release, Thomas Polychunk with Thomas Polychuk, self-titled album, To Nowhere with Violent Kicks and Dirty Sounds, that's an EP, Total Hate with Forthcoming Age of the Reaper, Utility Provider with Challenger, Utopia Union with Peak Experiences, various artists, R Pound XMS2, I don't know, Volva, not Volva, with Desires Profane, Vrazorth with Emergence, Warp Stomper with a self-titled album, The Watcher with Out of the Dark, We the Fated with Transcendence, and Wretched Fate with Incineration of the Pious. That is an EP. So that is the list of new releases for the 29th of November. Minus the Eradicator, because that's wrong.
Right, yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, that came out like September or something.
Something like that, yeah.
All right, I guess that will wrap this bad boy up. So, why not, end the show with the same way we started the show, though? Except this time we're going to show you a little something that you can buy that, that actually goes, that actually has Metalheads Unite on it. So these are some new stickers. If you want to check those out there.
Yes.
It's Metalheads Unite stickers. If you want to get one of those, you can reach out to our email, metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com. We will work out the details there for now while I'm still working on the website. Uh,
Yep.
uh, that's been a headache, dude. By the way, so,
I bet.
so, so anyway, there, or you can hit us up on our socials. We can talk to you there too. So either way, so if you want to get one of those, let us know. I think they're going to be about $3. I think that's what we decided on there.
Yeah.
So just let us know.
Yep. Not bad.
So getting everything ready for Rockin' Pod next year. So we
Yeah.
gotta have a little bit of stuff to take with us. So
Little bit of swag.
so t-shirts are still being worked on. So almost there. So hopefully we'll be able to show you those on air here in a couple weeks. Maybe fingers crossed.
Yep. That'd be
Got
cool.
new stuff in the other day. I got some new stuff in last Saturday or Sunday, I think. Either way, one of the days. I got some new stuff in to try, so we're gonna try that and see. I'm still trying to figure out what's going to work best with the emblem. So it's a little dark, so it's kind of hard to put it directly onto black. So I'm trying these little things out to put a little background on it first, and then apply the darker to a lighter one. So we'll see how
Gotcha.
that works.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works. But anyway, hopefully that is coming. So don't fret. Hopefully, I'm definitely trying to get it done before we get into freaking next year's shirt. So it seems like I'm like running right into the following year with this stuff at this point. So,
Yeah.
but like I said, that's kind of like what happens when you do a DIY stuff. So.
Yep.
We're pretty much DIY, so we don't have anybody to help us
We
do much.
absolutely
So,
are. Yeah. We absolutely are.
so anyway, appreciate everybody listening in today. Of course, Dana was in the chat earlier, so and then
Yep.
Eduardo.
Eduardo was
So
here.
appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for listening. Then next week, tell a
Yep.
buddy, bring a friend.
That's right. That's right.
uh,
Absolutely. Yeah, as of right now, it does look like next week. As we sit right now, it looks like we'll be
mhm.
back with the classic format again next week. Of course, as always, that could change between now and then. Next week, it is Thanksgiving here in the United States, but but we will still be here. You know, we'll be here for you guys. Not a big deal. We enjoy doing it, so we'll definitely be here.
Yeah, I'm trying not to take off again. We're trying not to take off again until Christmas. So that's going to be like our 2 week preparation for the end of the year stuff. So
Yeah.
trying to stick. Sense of taking off now and then have to take 3 weeks and take off again. So
So I actually am making a trip up to Michigan after Christmas, but I will still have time to do all my recapping and getting all my lists compiled for all that good stuff. So and
you got
actually,
you got to,
actually,
you got time to re-listen to a bunch of albums.
I was about to say, the drive up and drive back, I'll be able to do all sorts of recapping. So that'll be a
Yeah,
good time to do that. So yeah, that'll be good for that. So, but the funny thing is I mean, especially because we still have 4 or 5 weeks of music left to be released for this year.
yeah,
We could have, because I mean, with that new Accuser being released, I mean, I have that rated at 4.5 horns. So I mean, there's
mhm,
nothing that says between now and the end of the year we may have another 4.5. I mean, you never know if someone's going to come out with
yeah.
a 5 horn EP, another 4.5 horn
Never know.
LP. I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen in the next 5 weeks. There's no telling.
Somebody doing Iron Maiden and just drop the shit on you and be like, you know,
You never know. You have no idea. Well, hell, a couple years ago, Nonpoints came in,
mhm.
snuck in that 5 horn EP at the last minute. You never
Well,
know.
the thing is, they were talking about earlier in the summer that they were going to try to get an album out before the end of the year. So
Yeah.
there you go,
So
there you
yeah,
go. They're going to try to do some
you
Christmas shit
never
again,
know.
probably.
You
Uh,
never know.
so never,
So,
you
so
don't.
just
So
when we think we may have it figured out, never know when a curveball is going to get thrown in.
true.
Yeah.
Then if you guys didn't catch earlier the lists for the new music, man, I couldn't believe the stuff that came out this week, man. Yeah, the new Kill Switch came out. I don't know if you've heard that yet. That's pretty good. So,
I have
um,
not.
the Marilyn Manson album came out this week. So, which
It did.
kind of touch and go. It's kind of touch and go with Marilyn. So,
Yeah.
uh, we had new Architects. We had new Barry Tomorrow. We had man, it's just like it was crazy. New Confess. Dust Bolt had a new song out. I'm like, where'd this come from? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they just had an album out.
In
They
February,
had
yeah,
an
they
album
did.
out. They already, yeah, and they already putting out singles again. Like, damn.
Shit.
So
Sign me up. I'm fine with that.
yeah. So yeah, and then check this out. Like this one really surprised me. Bonfire actually had a new album. I'm like, man, I haven't heard that name since the '90s, man. Like I didn't even know they were still around doing stuff. That's crazy. And it's actually a pretty good tune. So
I'll be down.
yeah, so
I didn't know about that.
yeah, yeah. I didn't either. So
Good for them.
as far as I knew, Jason Bonham was just doing stuff with Led Zeppelin and stuff. So or not Jason Bonham. What am I talking about? Not talking about. Never mind. I'm talking about something else. Oh man, I'm tired, dude.
Yeah.
Time to go.
It's it. Yeah.
Uh,
It's after 12 for both of us. Yeah. It's been a long.
yes, been a long week.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
All right, gang. Well, hopefully you guys will check us out on the 24/7 radio station. In the meantime, at stream.trulyradio247.com/8008/stream. And then Chris will let you know where all you can check us
Yeah.
out on our socials.
Yep. Jason already mentioned the Gmail address, metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com. Follow us on all of our socials, Facebook ×2, Facebook group, Facebook page. Follow us on
Mhm.
TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, X, and Instagram. I think that was all of them. I'm pretty sure that was all of them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
And
sure
then
that was all
check
of them.
out all of our, and then you can check out all of our previous band interviews and stuff over on Spotify. So if
Yep.
you want to check anything previous out on that, they are there for your pleasure. So
Yep.
there you go.
Yes, they are.
Yep. All right, gang. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good week, a good Thanksgiving. Because when we
Yep.
see you again, it'll be a Black Friday edition of
That's
Metal
right.
Edge Unite. So
Yes, it will.
yeah, everything's on sale here for free. So there you go.
That's right. That's right.
won't get a better deal on Black Friday. Man. Just saying. Uh,
No, no, you won't.
all right, gang.
No,
Hopefully we'll
you
see you back here
won't.
next week. Until then, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.
Have a great week, you guys. Thank you.